In this episode, we sit down with Joe and Leah Washington Pugh. It's been almost 10 years since their horrific accident at Alton Towers theme park. We talk about the significant injuries they both experienced, and we talk about the highs and lows since the accident, and how they've embraced every single day and every single moment since. This episode is not to be missed. I hope you enjoy it. Joe, Leah, thanks so much for joining me today. So it's been almost 10 years since the awful accident that you had at Alton Towers on the Smiley ride. What's life been like since it happened?
Wild, to be
Crazy,
fair.
yeah.
Don't know. A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, massively.
A lot of opportunities that we never thought that we'd have. For the good, to be fair. We've done so many things that we would have never done in life if that hadn't have happened. And I think we both always say, don't we, we've massively made like the shit thing that happened into a really positive situation.
Definitely. I think we're both very positive people and we want to get most out of life, that we've just grabbed every opportunity that we could and just gone with it, haven't we, really?
Yeah.
You can see that as well. Obviously, I've only really got to know, especially you recently, but you can see in the journey since that you've taken every opportunity with both hands, and you've just thought, you know, from something so negative, and this is what I always say about life, especially with what happened to myself, you know, life hits you hard and you never know what's going to happen and what's going to come around the corner, so you literally just got to make the most of it and embrace every opportunity, and you can see you've definitely done that, which is amazing to see. So just take me back to that day then. Obviously you would never expected in a million years for that to happen, but what actually happened?
So we got there. It were all normal. Like weather were like average.
Just a normal,
just a
like
normal
spring
day.
day,
A little bit windy, but not really to shout home about. We headed there for our first ride.
yeah.
Queued up.
Was the first ride of the day?
No, our first ride at day, weren't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Queued up, got to the front, and then there were a bit of a technical difficulty, which happens.
Yeah.
And then that were it. We got on it.
We were waiting like 3 hours to get on, weren't we?
Yeah.
3 hours?
We waited 3 hours.
Maybe two and a bit.
Yeah, we queued for quite a while because it kept setting off, and then they'd be like, oh, there's technical difficulties. Then they'd set it off again, and it just kept going backwards and forwards into it, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's working, no, it's not.
But
we just stayed in queue, didn't we?
Yeah, you think like, oh well, somebody's on it, they're fixing it, that's it. Like,
You never expect it to happen, that's the thing. Like, the amount of times I've been to theme parks and they're like, oh, we'll just bear with us, we've got technical difficulties and everything's fine, that you never expect it to happen.
Yeah, no. And then we literally just got on, front row, set off, and then we were held at like the top incline for
About 20
25 minutes, something like that. Came over at Tannoy's, like saying like everything's fine, like we've just got a technical problem, we're fixing it. That were it. And then
They set us back off.
just set us back off, like nothing got said, we just kind of got released from the top incline, and then it just drops down, do like your first loop and whatever, and then that were it.
Was it quite shortly after you'd set off then?
Yeah, we weren't on long, were
probably
we?
15
Well,
seconds.
they're not long, are they, anyway? But
No.
we did probably a couple of loops, and then we went round this corner, and as we went round the corner, I could see cart straight away.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
So you had no sort of, you know, sometimes you have a gut feeling about things. You had no feeling or anything like that before you set off?
no. The only when we were at top, I thought, oh, we've been here a while. But I didn't think anything. I thought they were going to take us off ride, to be honest.
Right.
At that point, because we were stuck there for that long, I
Yeah.
thought they're going to get us off and we're going to have to go down all them steps, down that steep bit back to... But they didn't. They just set us back off and
Crazy.
we're it.
And how long was the sort of transition from it happening until everything else? I know you've kindly asked me to be a sponsorship for the air ambulance, and that's why you raised so much money for them. What was the process from it initially happening until after that, until you went to the hospital and everything like that?
About 4 hours until I got off the ride.
Really?
Yeah. Well, just because of how the ride was, I don't know if you've been on Smiler or not.
I'll be honest with you, I've hated rides since I was little. I don't like horror films, I don't like theme parks, I don't like roller coasters, I never have. And
So basically, the smiler is like, we were like in a, is it a crevice?
No, that's the wrong word. I don't know what the word's called.
So basically, where we stopped
Like a
and
ditch, yeah.
where we
Right.
crashed, it dropped down, so we weren't at ground level.
Right.
So there were probably, I don't know,
Like 5 or 6 meters below.
I'd probably say,
A bit more.
yeah, about 10 meters were
meters.
floor.
Right.
So for them to get to us, they had to like build scaffolding, didn't they, to
Yeah.
get up to us?
Oh,
Plus, your carriage is on a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, so we're like
you're laid,
tilted.
like, you're not sat upright, you're sat on an angle. So it's like the other two that were involved, they were here, say,
The lowest point.
and then I were the highest, so I were like here. So then Leah and the other girl were in between, as both the boys basically. So yeah, that's why it was such a difficult operation to get out. So obviously they had to come in, build the scaffolding, which obviously takes time. I don't think they probably realised the extent to injuries.
No.
Not to say it were kind of brushed off, but I think it'll probably, once they got up, they were like, "Fuck, we actually need to get cracking now."
Well, they actually got told not to save us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for health and safety reasons, they got told. The air ambulance got told it's not safe. You can't go up there and treat them, but they ignored whoever told them to do that and did save his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I can imagine you've still got a relationship with the people that saved you that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
That's something, that isn't it?
It is to still not keep in contact with them as such, but
Yeah, we're still like on Facebook and stuff.
yeah, like
and
on social media.
not
stuff we've
constant,
gotten,
but
I think just for those people, just to disregard what somebody either above them or
yeah,
otherwise you wouldn't be here, would
No.
you? Like that's crazy.
yeah, it is wild when you think back. Like for somebody to say, "Don't do it," but then
Yeah.
it's like, "Well, we're gonna, otherwise."
they
we're gonna
basically
die."
said if we don't go and help them now, they're not going to survive.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
sorry.
Come on, pull it together.
It's a weird old journey life, isn't it?
It is.
And you're so strong. You are, to have overcome everything and be sat here now and be able to tell it.
Yeah.
And to be able to tell it like you are. Yes, you're getting emotional, but it's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
It is. It's so emotional. But you know, I really do take my hat off to both of you to find the strength within you, just to, like you said earlier, embrace it with both hands and choose the positives rather than negatives, rather than seeing life happening to you, seeing it as life happening for you, and every opportunity that you've had ever since.
Yeah.
You think, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's what life's about for me. Like life
It's
is
too short, isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Life's a whirlwind of shit. It's just
Yeah.
about how you navigate
Yeah.
yourself through
It
it.
is.
And luckily you've got each other, and to see that you got married only back in May after this event is phenomenal.
It is. It is just mad. Everything, like all we ever say is it's mad. It's just wild. Like it is.
Yeah.
That's all we ever say in it. But you have, like you say, you've just got to take every opportunity. And like Leah, like, I'll get on at Leah all the time because all she ever wants to do is just book holidays. Let's go away.
I don't blame you.
Bloody hell! I'm like, what time are we doing with this in? But it is so true. Like you've just got to do it.
Do you not think though, like from my experiences and like your experiences, but that is how your mindset is?
Yeah.
You just quite often find yourself saying, "Oh fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah, let's just do it.
That's me. He's a bit more like, Leah, just slow down a bit. Like, where are we getting all this money from? And
Yeah.
we've got to work and this, and but I'm like, yeah, but I could not be here tomorrow.
Yeah,
Why?
like we've
You
still
just
got
don't know, do you?
no, like we've still got 3 holidays left to go for a year. We've already been on 3 because this year's been such a big year.
Yeah,
for
this
us.
year's been a bit
It's not a
mental.
normal year for us.
I don't blame you, mate.
But she's like, right, we need to start planning next year's now. And I'm like,
Too
we
right.
haven't even got these last ones done. Like,
Yeah.
can we just wait? But
I agree 1,000,000% because
Yeah.
you know, life is over like that. Like you never know what's around the corner, and I'm a massive believer that you've just got to live for today.
yeah,
Embrace every moment and don't ever waste a day, because
No,
life's
I know.
too short, like you said. And I think there is people that maybe haven't had significant trauma or haven't had things happen to them that do have that mindset. But there's so many people that I meet that have had unfortunate trauma in their life, and so many of them have the same mindset
Yeah.
as life's short, live it, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
don't ever look back and have any regrets.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we say that to like as friends and stuff, don't we? Like,
Yeah.
when people are like, oh, we don't want to do this because X, Y, and Z, and I can't afford it and stuff like this, and it's like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously, don't get yourself
don't
in
get
debt.
yourself in debt. Don't like stump
Yeah.
yourself.
There's a limit to it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, stop putting obstacles.
It's like I say as well, though. It's like you can still live life to the fullest and not spend a fortune. Like for me, it's great going on lovely holidays. Like I'm the same as you. Like everyone at work here always takes the piss because I'm never in England.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but why not? But there's the other side to it. Like I think it's about spending time with the people that mean the most and being present with the people the most, which hold my hand up. Sometimes that's something I struggle with. And it's something that I work on quite often with my partner. She'll be like, you're on your laptop, it's 9 o'clock at night. Let's,
Yeah.
But that's the other side of it as well. You don't always have to go on extravagant holidays, but I can see from you two that you definitely are very present with each other.
Yeah.
And you make the most of it that way as well.
Yeah.
But obviously the holidays are nice too.
Need a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, to get that vitamin D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I can't believe that you said it was 4 hours from the point of it happening until after.
Just like we said, just from how it were.
Just such a complex operation. Like, there were no straightforward. Like, they all said, like, the paramedics and stuff were like, this is not like a car crash, or it weren't anything normal. Like, it's not something they've ever dealt with before. So I think the fact of them, like, even attempting to do it, like, is commending, because once they'd cut the bars and stuff off of us to physically get us out, we were not strapped in way out. So they could have just cut it and you could have just gone. But
Could they see the extent to your injuries at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say to a certain degree.
I'd probably say mine. Yours were probably more hidden with your jeans, but mine, I'd severed a main artery, so I was bleeding to death.
Really?
So yeah, they were flying blood in for me while I were on ride. So they could see straight away. When they rang through to the hospital, they said it could be a double amputation for me, because they could see one leg was seriously injured, but they didn't know how the other one were. Wow. But then when I got there, just the one.
Yeah.
So I think they could see some, but like the first aider that came straight away, the first responder, I think she was just like,
She just thought
she didn't know what to do. I think she just
through no
didn't
fault.
panic. You know, it weren't her fault.
No fault.
You don't know what you don't know, do you?
No.
She couldn't see. We were, like we said earlier, between 6 and 10 metres in air. If you were looking up at something that height, you wouldn't know what was going on.
No.
Like, at all.
No.
What were the extent of your injuries, Joe?
So I shattered both kneecaps, and then broke my middle finger on my right hand, and then snapped my little finger off my left hand, and then they basically just reattached that,
Right.
and then did knee surgery and stuff like that. So I've only got one whole kneecap between two knees,
Right.
because at the time I was too young. We were only 17 and 18
Yeah.
when we had accident. So to do knee replacements, they only obviously last so long. I think it's like 15 to 20 years, something like that.
I think it's,
And they just said, for your age, we don't want to do that. We want to work what you've got, which is obviously then down to you to kind of build your muscle back up around your knee and stuff like that to protect it for yourself, basically. And you need to make them last as long as you can before knee replacements. So,
And how's
30th birthday present, jeez. No, to be fair, they actually are alright. Like, they're not perfect. There is pain. I do struggle training, like, in gym and stuff like that. I do as best as I can, but it's not easy at all. But it's same as both of us. Like, you see us both today and, like, you look fine. Do you know what I mean? But it's not always like that.
no?
It's not always the case at all.
no.
I can imagine, but that's one aspect of life, isn't it? What you see on the outside isn't always the case, and it's the same with mental health, isn't it? You know, somebody in the room with the biggest smile on the face quite often is the person that struggles the most.
Yeah, 100%.
And then people's perception of what they think of you is sometimes not the case.
No.
But I love that. I saw the other day you've started your fitness journey on Instagram,
I have.
which is again turning tragic into triumph You know,
Yeah.
you could have quite easily just thought, no, I'm not doing that. I've got these injuries. It's going to define me. But instead you've
Yeah.
pulled yourself out of it and thought, I'm going to use it and do something positive, which again, I think is amazing.
Yeah.
How's that going?
I never thought I would have got. I was never a gym guy. I never enjoyed it ever. I never liked
You
PE
struggled with
or
your
like
physio,
that.
didn't you, as well?
Yeah, when I started physio, they kind of made me start going into gym more. And then once I got stronger and better and stuff like that, I kind of found a bit of a love for it, didn't I? Like, got a PT.
Mhm.
Again, when I was like 18, 19, I started all this and I was like, I'm just going to stick at it and stick at it. And then it's only probably the last 4 year
Yeah.
that I've really
Since
taken
like
it serious.
before COVID, I'd say.
Yeah.
You took it serious.
Probably before COVID, yeah. I probably started taking it serious. But yeah, it's one of them, innit? You start seeing progression and you start seeing development.
Motivation in itself,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you're like, right, Sam, we'll keep this going then.
Yeah.
But
Is that something you can see yourself doing full time?
no,
No?
I just enjoy social media, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing stuff like that. I'm quite creative, I feel like I just enjoy it. But like Leah's like, obviously she's got a decent following on Instagram and stuff now. It's like, since obviously accident, she's built her social media up. But again, her content is completely different to my content. Like, it's just different things we want to post.
And how is it going with your journey since everything that's happened? I know you said that you work in a primary school as a teaching assistant.
I am.
And you've got your social media as well. What's the main message for your followers on social media?
I'd probably just say that I try and promote a lot of body confidence because it's not been easy, has it, for me?
No.
I really struggled when I first got my prosthetic, that I just hid it constantly. Always wore long trousers, didn't I?
Didn't know what to wear.
I didn't know my fashion sense at all. It has been a journey, and I think it's only the last probably same time you started gym, really, 4 years.
Yeah,
I've
just a 5 year.
actually found my fashion sense and know how to dress and embrace my leg, and because I had a silicone cover on it for 4 years ish.
Yeah.
So it looked like a real leg.
Right.
But then the function of the prosthetic wasn't as good with the silicone on. So it were like, what do I want more? Do I want quality of life so I can walk further, do more? Or do I want to look like a normal person? And it was just before COVID, I was going for a new silicone cover, and so I didn't have a silicone cover on it for quite a long time. And then I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I was walking a lot further, I was more active, and I was like, I'm putting myself through all this pain because it was so heavy, so restrictive, and I was like, what am I doing this for? Why am I putting my body through all that just for it to look like a normal leg?
You're like cosmetic.
Like just for cosmetic reasons. So I just stopped wearing it, didn't I?
You ended up saying as well, like, people know that I've got a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Like, why am I trying to kid?
Yeah.
Mm.
Why am I
People.
trying to act normal? So I stopped wearing it, and since then, I think that's when I found my confidence and
Yeah.
I just wear what I want now. I'm not bothered, and
I love that.
yeah, it just
Yeah, I can't imagine how difficult that journey must have been from when the accident first happened to even to where you are now. I can
So I was
imagine.
only 17 when it happened, and it's like that's when you're just becoming a woman and
Yeah.
you want to go out and look nice, and I just didn't know how to do that at all.
But there's been a lot of ups and downs along the way.
Yeah. Lots of tantrums. And it's like even like shoes are difficult.
Oh,
and it's
we've cancelled so many like meals out and stuff like in the early days just because Leah were having a paddy because she didn't know what to wear
Didn't know what to wear.
didn't want to go out because she didn't feel a certain way or
Now
which
I look back and I think,
yeah, like
why?
it's frustrating when you think that now. But
Why did I
you
do
get
that
it.
to myself?
I completely get it. I can imagine. Well, I can't imagine, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been so difficult.
Yeah.
But that's the journey of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at you now,
Yeah.
I know.
flourishing, thriving.
Yeah.
Well-
I think your first biggest turning point, to be fair, were posting like back to social media, posting like your first bikini picture
Yeah, that did help.
because that were like
I can imagine that.
I remember you posting it and being like, "Oh, I can't. I don't know what to put. I don't know what to write. I can't do it." But then you hit that post and got so much good feedback from it, and that must make you feel like good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not searching for gratification, but you are getting it, which ultimately does make you feel good. It does feed.
Yeah. I bet you empowered a lot of people by doing that.
Yeah, I had a lady message me literally a couple of weeks ago saying, "How do you do it? How do you walk around without covering your leg up?" And I'm like, well, it's not been easy. I explained in a big message to her, and I'm like, look, you've just got to do it. Just, they're not looking at you. Well, people do look, but they're not looking in disgust. They're looking in like, oh, I wouldn't like...
Curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity. And I think working in a school, I've got kids coming up to me constantly like,
Because
what have you got that for?
kids are the most curious. Yeah.
And I think that's probably helped as well, just being open and
Yeah, we always say, don't we, like when if we saw somebody that were different, you would look and you would.
You do look.
It's a natural human emotion, isn't it?
And you think,
We're very curious beings, aren't we? Yeah.
And it's like you're thinking, I wonder what they've gone through. I wonder how that's happened. You're not doing it like, what the fuck's that? You're doing it because you genuinely are curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lady that I'm working with called Louise, who actually came on a podcast. She's an amazing woman. I've got so much time for her. And she often says the same, you know, she gets people staring at her arm and she knows that it's not out of maliciousness, it's just general curiosity. But either way, it's still sometimes you can have that thought process. But how she's empowered so many people to just embrace yourself and be who you are, it's been amazing. She's a big inspiration of mine. What was the process from the accident happening until you started posting on social media and trying to empower other people and inspire other people?
For quite a while, weren't it?
Yeah, it weren't a big thing.
Yeah, when our accident happened, I think Instagram were only just like becoming a thing.
Yeah, I suppose it was 10 years ago.
Yes,
it were Twitter, weren't it?
Yeah, it were around and we did post, but it weren't the platform that it is today.
No.
It were just people posted pictures and probably an emoji as your caption, where now people actually post like videos and write big captions and explain a lot more.
Like, I always remember when it first all happened, because of recent media attention and stuff like that, we ended up, through his solicitors, we got given a publicist, didn't we?
Yeah. And
she did all of his like TV interviews, newspapers, stuff like that. She arranged everything, sorted all like payments and money and everything out. And I remember her saying to us, "What do you want to do with this? You've got this platform. Do you want to build on it? And do you want to just kind of plateau as you're doing? Do you want to just let it fizzle out?" And we didn't have a clue. We didn't know what social media would now be.
No.
So back then we could have probably said like, we want to work with this company, but it weren't like that. It's not like it is now, is it?
No, I'm trying to think. I think it were like the 3rd anniversary or something. I posted a big post.
Yeah.
Like
everything in between that were just like generic teenage posts, like meals and stuff like that, weren't it?
Yeah, and then it slowly kind of developed from there. I think when I got my running blade, I put a few bits on about that.
You started doing like events, didn't you?
Yeah,
so,
like big events.
When something happened, you posted about it.
Yeah.
That's when it were, I think.
Yeah, and then it kind of just went from there, didn't it?
Yeah, and then you just gained followers, brands got in touch, and went from there. You still don't manage yourself. I manage it all.
I'm terrible.
It can be a lot though, can't it? Social media. My partner Emma, she manages my social media, and it's a minefield at times. Just trying to think of a post and then a caption, and then trying to do that I've not been as good recently, but I was trying to post every day to really build the brand and the brand awareness, and trying to find the content, post the content, find the caption.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, you're a nightmare. Like when we go on holiday, she's like, "I need to post this outfit." So she's like, "You take the picture." I'm like, "Right, sound."
Can you upload it, please?
And she's like, "Edit that, post it, do it." And I'm like, "All right, okay."
Sounds like you got a talent for it then.
Well, I must have. She must be doing all right.
Yeah, you do most of it.
Yeah.
I'm just not creative.
I'm not creative. My missus says that all the time. She says, you're not very visual.
No.
You're not very creative. I feel like I'm good at speaking to people and I'm good with people, but tell me to visualize or create something. I'm crap at that.
I'm not very artistic.
Yeah.
What sort of brand deals have you had since your social media following has grown?
I worked with In the Style, didn't I?
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
a
nice.
campaign with them.
That was quite a big one, to be fair.
Yeah, they're huge.
That were,
You worked with Emily Atack on that
yeah.
one.
Parmois.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but it sounds posh.
It's like a underwear, like bikini
Right.
company.
That was like quite a big campaign for them as well.
That were a really big campaign for them.
I suppose that would have been massive for them with everything,
Yeah.
empowering people
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
That were a good campaign. Every single person that were on that, near enough, were different, weren't they? Or
Yeah.
like
Plus size.
or different race, or it was just refreshing to see
They were a good
different
company.
people rather than just all
Just the
skinny
bog standard, yeah.
And then just odd like Pretty
Pretty
Little
little
Thing.
thing.
Well, they're massive, aren't they?
Sauce.
I think I get a Pretty Little Thing parcel delivered every day. So I'm not even kidding. The delivery guy knows my name more than knows him.
Yeah, like PLT, Sauce, Abbott Lion.
Yeah.
There is quite a few, to be fair. You forget over the years they just build up.
Have you got somewhere that you want to take it? Have you got a goal in mind?
It's really difficult. So I have signed up to a few like agencies before, haven't I? But they're all in London. And then you've got to pay for your own transport, your own like accommodation. It's like if you don't get the job, it's such a lot of money out of your pocket. We live so far away from London, it's not cheap, is it? No. So I think if we lived close to London, then I probably would have pursued it a bit more. But 'cause the amount of emails I got, like, do you want to go and do this interview? Do you want to go and do this? And I'm like, yeah, but I can't just jump on a train and get to London in an hour.
No.
So it's difficult for where we live, basically.
Yeah.
Good old bars there.
I know.
And it's not a stable like income, is
No,
it? Like
it's not a stable income. So that's another like downside to it. So
talking back to the mindset then, because this podcast is all about, embracing mindsets and talking through like how you got through those challenges and adversities and traumas. And, obviously you've been very fortunate you've had each other, but like that event was traumatic, like so traumatic for the both of you. And you've done so well to overcome it and get to where you are now. But if you was to give any sort of advice to people that may go through something similar or is going through something similar, what advice would you give to them?
talk.
yeah, and it gets easier, which it does.
Yeah. We're both very lucky. We've got very good friends, very good family that have supported us from day one and like up to now. So I think that's been a massive, massive help.
Yeah.
We've obviously had each other. We both went through the same experience, so we can talk to each other about bits that I remember, bits that you don't remember. We can piece things together, can't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, just talking. That's probably my biggest.
And don't think you're being a burden to somebody. That's your biggest thing, because people are so easy to say like, "Oh, I don't want to burden you with this. I don't want to put this on your shoulders." But take that problem off your own and not give it to somebody else, but
Share it.
open up to somebody else. Like, what's the saying? A problem shared is a problem halved. Yeah. And it's so true.
Yeah, I say that in my talks that I deliver. I say it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to talk.
Yeah.
A problem shared is a problem halved.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that you've said that, because that relates back to, I feel a lot of people's mental health issues or struggles would be much better if they talked. And, getting that off your chest. Like for me, when I was really struggling, I was in a bad place. It was the conversation that I had with my dad up at my brother's memorial bench. And I spoke to him for 2 hours and just cried for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I just got everything off my chest. And it was after that, I was like, it wasn't 100% fixed, but fucking hell, it felt a hell of a lot better.
Even now, to be fair, like, we do talk to each other, but like, we'll talk to his friends and stuff, won't we? Bloody hell, like, when I go to the gym with like some of my friends, like, it's like a fucking counselling session. I'll come out and I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry for laying all that shit on you, but it's good, like, it's good to just chat. And if you've got friends around you that can talk like that, they're your real mates.
Of course, yeah.
If you can't, and they're like, oh, shut up now, they're not.
Yeah.
I'd say they're not. I'd say they're just not worth
I'd
it.
say another thing that helped me were, you know, like, I know it sounds daft, but doing newspapers
Yeah.
and going on telly, because I talked about the accident so much in them like first couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think the more I talked about it, the more I came to accept what happened.
It was paid therapy.
Basically. And then we had a lot with solicitors and having to retell the story and go through all that again and again and again. And we talked about it so much that I think we just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the more you talk about it, you kind of become numb to it.
I know exactly
In a
what you
way.
mean.
The first time you talk about it, it's like, oh, but the more and more and more you talk, it just flows. It just comes off your tongue, and I don't know. It's just it just gets easier by talking about it. That's simple fact. That's it.
I think that's why when we did newspaper for wedding, I cried the most that I've ever cried, is because I've not spoke about it so long.
Yeah.
Because we spoke about it so much in them first, like, for me, like 6 years-ish. That then I didn't speak about it for like a couple of years, that when we did talk about it recently,
Brought everything back up for you.
Yeah.
you forget about things and then emotions come back. And so I do think it is, I'm very honest. I'll talk to anybody about what happened, and yeah.
It's the same for myself when I deliver the talks and talk about lost my brother.
Yeah.
It's the same, like that in itself is therapy for me. Talking about that, so I completely resonate with that.
Yeah.
I can see exactly what you mean. So I get to the end of delivering a talk and I feel amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, it's like a euphoric feeling.
Yeah.
And I suppose it sounds like it's the same for you too, so that's amazing.
I think it depends on the chat as well. I feel
Yeah.
like if you feel like you're getting a positive outcome
Yeah.
from it, then it helps. I think if the person you're talking to, or like the subject matter is depressing, then you're not going to come out of it as good. But I feel like if you're finding a positive out of it and stuff like that, then you do come out of it better.
Yeah.
See, we had counselling, didn't we?
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody, is it?
No.
Everyone deals with things differently. Everyone says like, oh, you need to go and speak to like a counsellor, but yeah, they are good if you want to talk to someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like that helped for me.
Was that initially straight away?
Yeah, so literally, it was like the accident happened in June, and it probably started September, October time the same year.
What was the process from it happening until you came out of hospital?
So I was in hospital 8 weeks. You were in 20 days?
Yeah, something like that.
About 3 weeks
Yeah.
you were in. Now we're in 8 weeks. So yeah, it's just,
Did you feel like you've ever had PTSD from it?
the early days, yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, like sometimes it's not related, but when I get in a car
Yeah.
and I feel like on edge, and I'm like, especially with people I don't really know, I'm like holding on to the seat, like, slow down.
And me, to be fair. Oh, when you're in car with me. You know,
Yeah, I don't like going in car with you.
But,
Is that erratic driving?
yeah. We set up from gym the other day, didn't we?
Oh yeah, you're just a knobhead.
And I was like, watch this, and I put my foot down, and she was like, fucking hell, stop. And I was like, what? But she just doesn't like it. But I'm same, I don't like her driving. Like, I'm constantly like, you need to brake, you need to brake, you need to brake.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling of like, something's going to hit you. Like, I don't know. I think it's the same with flying.
Yeah, we're not very good for
We don't like
it.
flying. On
I like
holiday,
to go on
all the time, we
holiday.
don't like flying.
It's one of the things you've got to do just to,
Go on holiday.
yeah.
You're getting past that pain point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's weird, isn't it? Like, I really struggled like the first few months, I'd say.
I can imagine.
And then started counselling, but I didn't really feel like it helped.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it benefited.
I went for 3 weeks and I sacked it off.
Yeah.
I think I did 6 weeks. And then you're like, do you want some more? And I'm like, I don't think it's helping. I'm not getting anything out of it at the end.
What was it? Why was it that you didn't think it helped?
I just didn't feel anything after.
For me, it was like I wanted to stop thinking about the situation initially.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like asking me to relive it
Yeah.
and talk about it. And I was just like, I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, probably the same, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I had to talk about it, so.
Yeah. I feel like it was quite questioning. Like,
Yeah.
I think it depends on the counsellor, but the one that I had personally were like, it felt quite a job interview like. So it was like they were asking you questions to talk you through it, but they were kind of reading off a script. So you just feel like you were answering questions for them.
It feel natural.
No, it weren't a conversation.
And mine were always on a Thursday, and me and my friends always did something on a Thursday, and I'd be like, we don't I'm going to see my friends, so we don't like, I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that, definitely. But like you said, you said it perfectly. Everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody is unique.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to have different things that are going to help them with different, reasons why, and with their mental health or with their physical health or just life in general. Everyone's going to have something that's going to help them. Because they've all got different personalities.
Yeah.
And the one thing I do say is like you two have embraced it fully, which I love. But the only person that's ever going to do anything about it is you.
Yeah.
You can have the worst thing happen to you, but if you don't take any action, then nothing's ever going to change.
No.
I remember being in hospital in bed, laid in bed, and they used to fetch people to see you all the time. Like, oh, so and so wants to come and talk to you. Do you want
Which
to see?
hospital was it that you were in?
I were in Stoke, and there were this girl, similar age to me. She was also an amputee, and they were like, "Do you want to come and meet her?" And me just being me, like, "Yeah, of course I will." Thinking deep down, I don't really want to. So I went and met her, and she had the same prosthetic of what I've got now. And I was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to see what my life's going to be like. And I hated every second of that, like, meeting with her. But now I like to go and meet other people that are amputees and talk to them and ask them questions. And I've got some lovely friends on Instagram that I message quite regularly, asking for advice, or well, it's just an open community, really.
What was it about that initial encounter that you really disliked?
I just don't think I was ready for it.
Yeah.
Just mentally not prepared for what to expect. Like, they were fetching prosthetics all the time, and people were coming to see me, and they were like, "Oh, you can have this one," and I was like, "I don't want that one. I want my leg back." Yeah. I don't want to see these fancy prosthetics because I'm not ready to go through that journey yet.
At 17 as well. Such a young age.
And I think we were such in a bubble at the hospital, weren't we? It were like...
What was the transition? You was in hospital for 8 weeks. Yeah. What was that transition period like from leaving hospital, coming back up to Barnsley?
Long.
Busy. Long and busy. Like, we've openly said we could have split up at any point very easily because we didn't see each other. We felt like we had nothing in common anymore. Like, we started dating and everybody always says it was the first date, it weren't his first date. Like, we've been seeing each other, 3 months?
Yeah.
Something like that. And then it were his first, like, big day out. That's all it were. And then obviously this happened, but dating somebody for 3 months and then all this happening, it's a massive life event. Like, it's huge. So then to kind of rebuild your relationship that maybe, we don't know, might not even have been there. Like, there might not have been anything there, but you don't really know that at that stage of your relationship, I don't think. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So then
it were a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Yeah, so then to seeing each other in hospital, which were constantly accompanied by parents or nurses, like, there were no date nights. There were no, like, let's just go and grab some food, let's do this, let's do that.
For ages.
For ages, it was mum and dad.
How long was it until you sort of settled into...
His first day out after accident, we went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park, and it were like end of September time.
Yeah.
So that were his first, like...
Just remind me of the date of the accident, sorry.
2nd of June.
Right, okay.
So, like, a couple of months. I were in a wheelchair. Joe was strapped up, trying to push me around Yorkshire Wildlife. Weren't romantic at all. But it were a bit of freedom, weren't it?
Yeah. But it were crap. I always remember, like, us saying, "Shall we go and have food?" But we'd have to be like,
your mum and dad
can you take us? Or
they'd come with us.
Yeah, and then it'd be like, we used to go and they used to get a table for 2 in one corner, we used to get a table 2 in another one. And then we'd be like, right, we're ready to go now. And it was just weird. It was
it
was awful.
It weren't great.
It were horrible. And then I think you probably struggled more when I were a bit more able to go out, and I'd be going like out, and she'd be sat at home like, well, I can't do that yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my friends were going out.
Yeah. And like, you should have been going on like your first girls' holiday with your mates, and obviously couldn't do that. And so 17, you're young.
Mm.
Yeah.
Missed a lot.
Missed a lot.
Making up for it now.
It sounds like it. What holidays have you got planned for the rest of the year then?
We're going to Santorini in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
Not too bad, hey.
No. And then we've got his actual honeymoon at back end of year, because obviously we had to do a mini moon straight after the wedding.
Where did you go for that?
Just
Mallorca.
Mallorca. And then we've got Dubai and then Maldives for his actual honeymoon at end of year.
You know, you're not messing about, are you?
Been to,
You are living life to the full.
been to Thailand at beginning of year.
Go on.
You better do it. You just go.
100%.
But
Where's your favourite place that you visited in the last sort of 12 months?
Thailand. 100% for me.
Thailand, yeah.
Amazing.
It's a different holiday.
Yeah, absolutely different.
Did you go to different islands or was it just sort of in one
We went
place?
to Koh Samui and Koh Tao, didn't we?
And
A week
Koh Tao
in-
was just amazing.
A week in each.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Koh Samui, I've heard great things about Koh Samui.
Yeah, it is nice.
It is nice, Koh Samui, but we prefer Koh Tao.
Yeah.
Right.
It's more like Koh Samui is very like
It's more
party,
commercialised in it as well.
yeah, booming like streets. Where Koh Tao were just more traditional, weren't
Yeah, it's not been developed really.
No,
Like, there's really nice restaurants and stuff, but it's not been like commercialised and stuff at all, has it?
no.
But it's just a beautiful place. It's amazing. But this year's been such a big one. Like, we've had both, my mum and dad have both been 60. My dad's just retired. Leah's dad's retiring. He's also 60. It's been Leah's brother's 30th. My nanny's 90th. We've had a wedding. So it's like we've had a lot to celebrate.
Yeah.
So
It's been busy, hasn't
it's
it?
been very busy year.
Very, very busy. How was the wedding?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Where was it that you got married again?
Woodlands Hotel in Leeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do it all again.
How was the stag do?
Oh, man. Right, good.
Where did you go for that?
Portugal.
Yeah.
Torrefieira.
Is that where you've just got back from?
Yeah. Carbon copy of my stag do.
You going again in
Going
May?
again next year. But, yeah, mint. So good. Did like a little boat. Went out for nice meals. Obviously went out and got pissed every single night and day. But yeah, it was just mint.
Who's your best mate?
Best mate or best man?
Well, yeah, either.
So my best man was Leah's brother Luke,
All right, yeah.
who I've actually known slightly longer than Leah.
Okay.
And then I had 4 other groomsmen, so I had Zach and Reese, Jamie and Matty. But yeah, mint group of lads.
Yeah.
And then on stag do, there were about 16 of us,
Yeah.
something like that. And then we had a little like mini UK one as well.
Awesome.
Got to be done.
Got to be done. Yeah, I can imagine it was such a special day.
Yeah, it were so good, wasn't it?
Emotional.
Yeah, I bet.
And it just goes in a flash. Like, you'll know yourself, obviously, when you guys do it, like, the day's just over, innit?
That's one advice that I keep getting from so many people is just don't leave your partner's side. And we're getting married in Ibiza, so it's going to be a relatively small wedding,
Yeah.
which is, I think will be very nice. But when you've got loads of people to accommodate, you know, you're speaking to everybody, like, and you never really, I don't know, did you get a chance to really connect with each other on the day, or?
We had a relatively small, not a small wedding, but
It weren't massive.
Weren't massive.
We had
I'm still waiting for my invite back then.
72 in day.
yeah. And then about 100 at night.
Yeah, but
Just shy of
to
a-
be honest, it probably sounds really rude, but I didn't go around everybody.
No.
But you've got to, it's your day, isn't it?
Yeah.
We said, like, we were on dance floor, if you want to come up and talk to me, like, this sounds really loud.
If you want to come and talk to me.
But, like, I didn't think, oh, I need to go and, like, meet and greet everybody. I need to,
Yeah,
thank you for coming. It was just like, I think they know that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we listened to so many podcasts, like, before wedding, didn't we? Like, wedding-related stuff. And one rule that we took from it were to tell people, don't come and say bye to me. Because,
I don't care.
one, I don't care, thanks for coming, but see you later. But 2, you're just taking up time because
Yeah,
you're saying
yeah.
bye, and then you're having a conversation that you don't really care about. and then they've gone, but then that's taken another 10 minutes.
Yeah,
out of your
yeah,
day,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
She
So-
said bye to everybody, but then, like,
Yeah.
So
I didn't
just
think
leave.
about that, to be fair.
No,
That's a
just
good
tell your
plan.
guests, just leave. Don't come and say bye, just go. And that's it. As long as they stick around, like, all night, which
Yeah.
all of us did,
Hmm.
we just had a general rule. If we won't pay for somebody a Sunday dinner, they're not getting invited.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
yeah, yeah.
Posh Sunday lunch. That's what it is.
Class.
But yeah,
And where's-
Yeah, we could have gone mental. Really,
Oh yeah,
but
and guest list changed so many times, didn't it?
Yeah.
because when you start
thanks for
planning
that,
your
guys.
wedding, it's 2 years away. It's like,
Yeah,
well, we're not. Like, do we really want them to come anymore?
yeah. You drift away from people,
Of
or
course you do, yeah.
people's partners change, or
Oh,
Yeah.
in our
that's a big
case,
Yeah, that's the one. That's the thing we're having at the minute. Is we've said if we've not spoken to your partner and met them in person, then they're not coming.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I agree.
fair enough.
Friends are doing that, aren't they?
yeah,
Why would you invite someone you've never met?
yeah. Would you buy for Sunday dinner? You won't.
No.
You've not met them, you're not going to, are you?
No, that's what I mean. It's just
Yeah, you've got to be brutal.
Yeah, of course you have.
It's your day, you're
Yeah.
paying for it.
Yeah.
You've just got to
And where's the proper honeymoon?
Dubai, Maldives.
buy Maldives.
Oh, amazing! I love Dubai.
Yeah, we've
We've never been.
Have you not?
No.
We're going. It's Amy's 30th on the 16th, so we're going next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going for 8 days.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
We've only got
You'll
4
love it.
days, haven't we?
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Yeah, we're just doing 4 days and then flying on to Maldives from there, aren't we? But 4 and 7.
Just take a heavy credit card out with you. Spend it.
Spending.
Yeah.
I know we've booked. Is it Aura Skypool?
Yeah, we booked Aura.
Yeah, I'm going to book that for his birthday on the
Yeah.
actual day.
When are you going?
Next Tuesday.
Get it booked.
Yeah, I can imagine. This is honestly, I'm the most last minute. We only booked it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But she had to book her own birthday. I said, sounds awful. I said I'll pay for it, but I'm that busy at work. You just need to sort it
Sort it out.
But I thought it was a happy
I'd be
compliment.
like booking like top hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, she booked the top hotel, trust me. Yeah. But thank you for coming on, guys. I've just got one last question for you. If you could go back to the day after the accident had happened, what would you say to yourselves?
It's okay.
Yeah. You'll get there. It'll get
Yeah.
easier. That's what I'm hoping
Definitely,
for.
yeah. It's a journey, but you'll do it. Because we have.
Love that. Now, seeing your resilience, seeing that how close you've obviously come together and you've got married this year is, I take my hat off to both of you. It's been inspiring to watch your journey and you've inspired so many other people's. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.